At Juan Brooks, there's 19 tables. So if I'm registered on table 13, I can observe any of the other tables, but I cannot observe on table 13.
Okay.
Let's say there will be 5 rooms with this one. There will be 4 tables inside. There will be another room with 4 tables and like that. So if he's in this room, his name in the letter book, he cannot observe over here. He has to go to the other rooms and observe. He can vote over here, but he cannot be as an observer over here.
I mean, so basically they can go to the room once to vote and that's it, then they have to leave.
That's it.
And if they go back in there, that's not acceptable.
That's not allowed.
When the polls close at 4 o'clock, are the people waiting in line allowed to vote, or do they stop?
It ends at 4 o'clock. You have 10 people outside. You go outside and grab those 10 and bring them inside. Those people can vote.
The people in line at 4 o'clock?
No, the people inside the building can vote, but the people outside the doors cannot.
Outside door. Let's say this is the voting room.
Yeah.
I have 10 people outside. I grab those 10 people and bring them inside.
Because they have to be inside the building at 4 o'clock.
You will see people at 4:45. Hey, I'm late. I was working and any kind of excuses. So you have to grab those 10 and bring it inside.
And then anyone after that?
Anyone after that, they're not allowed to vote. They're not allowed to vote. And every single one has to bring their ID to vote. Without the ID, they're not allowed.
And then after they vote, they get their finger dipped in ink, and then they cannot come back and vote anywhere else again, because they...
Okay, I'll give you, there will be the president, the secretary, the people who count the votes. During the process, the secretary and the president will sign the paper. They will tell the voter how he's going to fold the paper. They will take his cell phones, any type of pen, pencil, anything, and they will follow him to the box so that he can vote. Once he votes, he brings the paper exactly the same as the president told him, the signature facing up. So we mark, he's going to sign the electoral book, he's going to find his name, and we're going to mark his finger. You as an observer has to be very careful, because a lot of people put something in their finger. So when they mark the paint, let's say the paint, once they go out of the room, they can the paint is how is it called? Yeah, you can wash it and it will be gone. You can vote again.
But he can't vote again if he doesn't have his card. And
But if his card will be given back.
No.
Yeah.
But political campaigning and around the voting booth, what is allowed, what is not allowed?
It's not allowed anything.
By whom? By the parties. If people turn up, they're all in their shirts, waving flags. Anybody. What's allowed, what is not allowed?
Inside this building,
yeah,
anything. It's not allowed.
That's like 400 meters or something around the building.
You can see voters, people voting, screaming, Petra is winning, Elvin is winning, blah blah blah, start screaming. People, the army can take him away. It's not allowed.
Okay.
What about if somebody shows up to vote and they're wearing a Pepe shirt? Is that considered?
That they can go with the shirt. You will see a lot of people with shirts, face painted with colors.
They just can't stand outside the building waving.
They can't stand outside of the building.
Flag or.
There's another thing. In the past, people wasn't allowed to be inside of the room when they were counting the votes. They weren't allowed. Now they're allowed to be inside.
Who?
Anybody.
We.
Even the public.
Even the public. Anybody.
Somebody will control it.
But
It leads to a lot of potential problems, though.
There have to be a wall inside.
Yeah.
They cannot say anything, interfere with anything at all, like a wall, like a ghost inside. But they can be inside of the room if they ask you.
What do we have to be aware of what we can be told to do by any of the officials? For instance, if they say, you have to go to that table now, or you're not allowed in here, or you have to do this, what can we be told to do, and what can we not be told to do?
You have free movement, nothing. Anywhere.
So nobody can
interfere with us. You can't be
the police, the army can't say, leave, go, do this. Where's your documents? Give me 100 lempiras for food.
The only one who can tell you to leave is the member of the table. If you're in that list, since you're an international table, you can be anywhere.
Okay.
You don't have a boss. Nobody can tell you anything.
Right. Okay.
There's a problem in the polling place. Who actually has the authority in that room? If there's a disturbance or two-party people.
There's a custodian. You can notify him, or you can call the army. Specifically, the army will be in charge.
And the security at the polling place, when someone comes in to vote, are they screened for guns? Or they?
Yeah, it was screened for guns. Anyone who's drunk, and trust me, it's going to be a...
Does that include the observers too?
Everybody. Like I told you before, we were coming from the airport, I told you, you asked me if it's going to be a safe. I think it's going to be a safe election. Trust me, people is working really hard, the government, the army, to prevent that stuff. You don't have to worry about that. Still, you'll find people asking you to leave, or like you're not supposed to be here, you're from another country, whatever. Don't worry about that.
You mean voters or the officials?
Voters, officials from the Celaya side that will be there that day.
You're from the Red Party, you mean?
No.
Not from Celaya side.
There's a lie. Not so. This won't be necessarily the political people. This will be people there that are deliberately there to interfere with the elections. Exactly. So that we say they try to get rid of us. Exactly. It wasn't fair. There was some messing around going on. Exactly. So people must be aware that there could be people trying to actually sabotage things, and that it's not necessarily that someone's trying to influence the actual vote.
Correct. Okay. You have to be careful with that.
You do.
And you find any problem, you go to him, he tries to fix it, and on top of the custodian will be a guy from TSC in charge, not from that in that school, but he will have in charge 3 other schools. He'll be running around the places at all times. You'll see him, he have an identification on the arm.
So the highest person at each station is the TSE officer.
Yeah.
I think basically as long as the observer is aware of what's going on and it seems fair and accurate and right, I mean, I think that if somebody's doing something wrong, you'll see it and recognize it as being wrong and make note of it. The other thing to remember is that we're observers, not enforcers. You know, we're not to be confrontational. We're not to, if we see something going on, we're not to interject ourselves into it. We're supposed to observe it and tell somebody about it.
Even if you see something going wrong, you can't say it. Like,
Sure.
well, you can say, hey, should we sign here? That's a new one.
I think that's a very important point to make, because there's some very strong characters that are going to be observing.
Right.
And it might not be a bad idea to say, no matter what you see, there's a fight, someone's getting stabbed, you do not get involved. You are a pair of eyes, not a pair of arms. Because I'm sure there could be a couple of people
that day, to me,
involved.
there's a lot of tension, people with stress and everything. I just turn away. I don't get into any confrontation and arguing with anybody, because that's when you start having problems. Just turn away and don't say anything. You'll see a lot of people with stress that day.
I think we're lucky on the islands in that we don't have a tremendous, July doesn't have a tremendous amount of support on the islands, so there's probably less likely of there being huge flare-ups like there are in other places in the country. But there may be, I mean, there might be some, but I think it's, Brian's right, I think to just remove yourself from the situation. And
I think with the last election, if I remember, there were about 9,000 votes on the whole Bay Islands.
there's going to be a lot more than that this time.
No, probably, yeah.
I believe you're gonna have a easy day. You have nothing to worry about here in the Roatan or Utila. There's nothing to worry.